Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. And today it's a special show because after 557 shows, my co-host Barbara Moore, who has been there for me and helped me out through a lot of tough jams on the show, is celebrating her anniversary.
It's still here.
It's still here.
After 550
and
shows, she's still here.
And it's like been 4 years. 2019 was when you did your first show.
I thought it was 3 years.
Well, it's 4 years, you know. But the thing is that one of the things I like about you is that you're very versatile, and you love to, you know, talk even when even when the subject, when people get worn out, you can keep talking, and and you're very good at verbalizing things. I like that about you. It's nice to have somebody there who, it is true. One of the things I wrote in the description, I don't know if you saw it, was something about Barbara, because we all know where that comes from, right?
Oh, I like that title. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been fun. I remember the very first show, and we had a couple of people on there. We had another co-host that actually you and she chose me together, and then I thought it was going swimmingly. I thought it was going swimmingly. I was thoroughly enjoying it. I loved this other person, too. Then when we added another person just once a week, a specialty person on a certain special topic, then that didn't work anymore. It was so weird because usually 3's a crowd, but it was 4's a crowd with this experience of mine. Although we all lived in different places, none of us saw each other in person. We worked from wherever we were living. So it all had to go down with just phone calls and all of that. But I just was steadfast, and I just could feel the bad energy coming, and sometimes it was hurting sometimes it did hurt my feelings, but I just thought, do what I do and trust that the good will prevail, and it did. I just remember I said we have to do a show 7 days a week, and we did every day. And then we would go on too long. Sometimes, remember we did a show like for 3 hours?
Oh yeah, and not only that, not just 3 hours, but you were a real trooper when you had to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, people don't realize.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
when
like
I was traveling to Germany.
Yeah, it's not right to ask you to do that. It's not right. And
nobody asked me.
Okay, you're right.
I'll let you tell your part. Can I tell this story because I haven't even made my point yet?
Go right ahead.
All right.
Make your point.
Okay, but the memories, they all are fun, but we'll get to them. We'll get to them. All right, So what happened was I felt like I would never be the one to miss a show because that would be a reason. She missed. She canceled. She didn't show up. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to be that person.
Right.
I wasn't going to give anybody an excuse to let me go for any reason. So I said, let's do it 7 days a week. And that was hard for, I think, them to keep up with that. Then when I went to Germany, I could sense their little hands rubbing together like she won't be able to make it. And it wasn't just because of the scheduling and being on time and being there. It was also, you didn't want to miss doing it because it might be like a really important guest was on. And, you wanted to be a part of that show. So it was a lot of that, and eventually we gave that other person 2 specialty shows, the other co-host. She had a 7-day show herself, a meditation thing, and she had all these chakra readings nonstop. I would give her my celebrity people to actually do it on.
And not only that, I'm sorry.
Too bad. I'm just saying. You and I, you don't have a bad bone in your body. You and I just showed up, did a good job, and we're only good. We're only good. They got together and were bad. They were very bad. They were bad.
They were.
And malicious, spiteful, and whoa, and two grown adult women. It was really, we were shocked, you and I. And then we got to know each other. That was the first year and a half I was on the show. I didn't know you very well. You're just some person that I felt like you chose me for the co-host position, and I loved doing the show. So I really did, and I do still. But that was crazy, okay? And it's been 4 years now, and I cannot believe that even happened. And that's my point. And now you can tell your feelings and thoughts about it.
Okay, well, what I was going to say about that is that it's sad that you introduced your friends to do chakras on it, when later on she complained about your friends. I mean, if this is an even exchange, you should be able to bring your friends on without questions. You know,
exactly.
I wanted you to, and I'm a human being, you understand, but I want you to be able to call me up and say, Johnnie, I have this person, I want them on, and I want them on Wednesday. And I feel that you should be able to. Right?
Not even about the people, or a great idea, a concept, an extra topic show. And, they had theirs, but I couldn't have mine for some reason.
Exactly.
And that's not
right.
You didn't even talk to me about it because you were just feeling so horrible. I found out later you weren't even talking about it. You probably were just hoping it would work out or go away or something. But something happened. What happened to where it was just exposed? And then you're like, oh, yeah, they gave you an ultimatum. Either it's her or us. Remember the ultimatum they gave you? It's either her or us. And I was oblivious to it. I didn't even know it got to that point. I didn't know they hated me that. Oh, my gosh. And I didn't. And you saw. I did nothing wrong. All I did was try to help the show, right? The whole time.
All you were doing was, see, here's the thing. If I say to Barbara, you can't have your friends on, then here's what's going to happen. You're going to be out at a party somewhere. You're going to be there with tons of people, and you're going to think to yourself, gee, do I say anything to these people? Because I don't want to make them mad. You can't do that. You're very good at networking. You cannot hold back. And the thing that bothered me about it,
I'm not following you. I'm not following you. I don't get what you're saying. You mean, are you referring to when you were feeling what a shame they wouldn't let me have my thing or have my people on, my models, actors, playmates?
Yeah, I will tell you this. This is what I'll tell you. When it comes to what was happening was I created the show to get over depression. That's why I did it. And the way that they were treating you is making me depressed. And I got to thinking, if I was to tell my parents, this is going on, this is making me depressed, they'd be like, quit doing the show. That's what they would say. I did not. Right. I mean, seriously, this is not supposed to be the show that makes Johnnie depressed. What makes me feel good is when you talk to your friends and you bring them on. That makes me feel good. Now, I may not always know what to say to all of them all the time, but I love that you bring them on. You understand what I'm saying?
Doesn't matter. It's not about each individual person. It's about the audience. It's about, hey, let's make something fun to listen to. That was my goal all the time. I mean, I was trying to get philosophers, scientists, and then we just wanted to add the Playboy Playmate interviews. I mean, why not? They're great women, accomplishments, hardships, ups and downs. It's interesting. Hello, it's I think the number 2 brand in the whole world. Okay, Playboy. And we're not going to use it because you are offended and jealous of a Playboy Playmate that you work with. And you know what? Kelly wasn't that way at all until the other one came and messed with her mind. And that's sad because I think we had a great 1 full year, all of us 3 together, don't you? Remember?
Yeah, we did. In the beginning, it was good. But I'm not going to tell somebody who is on an even playing field with me that she can't bring her friends. That's ridiculous.
And that was kind of right around when I was in Germany, right?
That we made you, Barbara? Is that the promise that would be made you? Is this the agreement that we have with you? No.
So embarrassing. It was embarrassing for you, and you held it in because you didn't want your parents to know, that you didn't want to hear any discouragement, but you really didn't know what to do. And I think that you did the right thing, because when the shit hit the fan, you said, well, goodbye to you then when they said,
right,
Barbara or us, and you said goodbye, and you blocked them within 30 seconds. And I said, well, I don't know if you have to be that rash or harsh, but just, you don't have to block them, but that's your decision. Yeah, your decision is to say goodbye.
Well, they were not even being diplomatic at all. Yeah, so
they gave you an ultimatum. They said, Barbara or us. There was no working it out. I couldn't believe that, Johnny. That's really what happened, right?
Yes.
Tell us what happened.
Yeah. Well, they called me up, and then they said, they didn't want to see this turn into the Playboy show, which is what they said. And And they said basically that I was being led around by my other head, not by the head on top of my head.
Oh, how offensive.
And I'm thinking,
I have never even met.
Yeah, it's offensive.
In real life.
It's just, that's not what we promised you. And I have to stick by my promise. And
I don't know what you promised me. What did you promise me? I don't care. I want to know what happened. I want to know exactly why. Okay, just because they don't want it to become the Playboy group?
No, they didn't want Playboy Playmates on.
And then nobody even said, okay, we will or we won't make it. It was just the next minute after that. They just, like the next morning after that, and I didn't know what was going on. I think I was traveling to Germany at the time and was landing and getting back up at 3 a.m. to do this show just so they didn't have an excuse to get rid of me, because I felt like they were trying to. And I didn't know how much that you could understand or notice or observe. And meanwhile, you had been watching the whole thing, and it was hurting your feelings to see it. That's what happened. And I want to hear your details. I want to hear some details. That's what's interesting. I want to hear it.
Okay, this is where I guess I can tell you where everything. Would you want me to start from the beginning?
Well, whatever you haven't already told the audience that's listening right now.
Okay. Apparently what happened was that, the other co-host bought in did a series where she brought in somebody, and it was overcoming adversity. And I think that was well.
The other co-host, let me clear it up. The other co-host said, hey, I want to do a special series. And, we were just having guests on and doing normal stuff. And she wanted her own series and bring this special person on. And this special person had like 15 shows once a week in our week. We were doing 7 shows a week. Yeah, but it took up one of them. And, and she didn't want us to talk. And here her friend comes on and is telling us how to run our show. And then we're both like, no, we're not going to be doing this kind of show with you again. Then I'm like, well, let's do a Playboy Playmate show. And you're like, yeah.
No,
and we're telling them. And they said, oh, my God, no. And they were like,
that's ridiculous.
And believe me, people, they weren't about going to church. Right, Johnny? They weren't big church goers, okay? It wasn't about that. It was about pure jealousy. That's what it was about. And I won. I finally won, okay? They didn't get me down. I won by being good and doing the right thing. That's my point today. And thank you, Johnny. And I've had a wonderful time working with you, being your co-host. And I don't want to just come to my anniversary show right now and say, thanks, yeah, I like it. No, we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot. 557 shows. I think we've talked to a lot of people. We have a lot of guests. We're on Blog Talk Radio called Life, Laughter, Happiness. And you can peruse through all those shows there. We put a few of our favorite ones up on our YouTube channel. We have all kinds of social media now. I enjoyed it. I was the one doing it all. I actually even invested and got a website for a while for a year. They didn't want to help with any of that, help even monetarily. Yeah. They just want all the passwords. I know that. But, hey, we made it through that, and I'm really proud. And now you're on your way to even becoming a bigger producer. You have the Severe Network now.
Right, yes.
Right? You tell everybody a little bit about that.
Well, I'm building an internet TV network, and what it's going to have is it's going to have a series of channels on there, eventually 200, that are devoted to various topics. And my hope is to build one for my co-host Barbara, and it's going to have but of course, everything will have to be approved by her. So I'm not going to say right here on your today what will be on it, because that's up to her.
Not about it. I mean, it's me, so I'm sure that they can figure out what's on it. If they follow me anywhere else, I'm me. But that's cool, and it's great because I guess it's TV. That means you have to see a person, or can you just throw up your podcast with thumbnail thing?
Yeah, you'll be watching it on a website, or on the is what you'll be seeing. There is eventually going to be reinvesting in getting this thing on Roku, which but not now, or as well as in mobile app is what there will be, but. Right now, it's on website.
I prefer that anyway, on the go, in an app, on your phone. That's fun. I like it. Okay, well, I look forward to that. So, see, you do one thing, and then you work on it. And, so many things we've gotten better with the show. I can't even tell you. There's like little nuances of just working with people. You get to know their cadence of how they speak, and I just feel like since they left, there's been so much respect. And I love Dale. She's on usually on Friday night, and we missed her tonight. And I guess you wanted to do something special for me, so thank you, Johnnie. I thought Dale was going to be on for Psychic Night Friday, but it's okay. So I just want to shout out to Psychic Dale Shear. See, when we're talking, it flows. And she respects me, and she considers me her good friend, and she's hurt if I don't, get back to her, because she loves me, and her husband, and Richard, who is our senior citizen on the show with us every Friday, too. He's 94. How often do you get to spend time with a 94-year-old, and learn from?
Right.
So we appreciate stuff like this. We love people. You are so kind. You don't have any mean bone in your body. You're just not made like that. Literally, you're not wired like that. So that's a feeling of safety, actually. Because you know what? It prevailed, Johnnie. When you were all good and I was all good, and we were just trying to do the right thing and entertain people with a radio talk show, hey, we prevailed. We prevailed because we're happy. We're very happy now, and we have a great following. We have regular people who call and tell us that it worked out, or, one of my friends, one of my Playboy Playmate friends who offers one of the best dog shampoos for irritated skin of animals. And, it's such a broad spectrum of things that we talk about, and our shows have been really funny. So I think they're more fun and funny than down and serious.
Exactly,
and we're just
asking
wonderful guest questions. We're not saying, hey, I'm an expert, this is an expert on science show here. No, we have the experts on. We talk to them, and it's so fun. I just have loved doing it, the radio show live. So that's cool, too, because how many things are live these days?
Not a lot, no. I mean, it's most things are taped.
Hold on. So some of those shows that I first did with the other co-hosts, they were taken down by accident. We have every right to have them up. I'd like you to put them back up because those are some of the
they're
most
already up. They're up, and
okay.
YouTube, they're all up.
But what about on Blog Talk itself? Are they still there?
No, not on Blog Talk, but they are on YouTube.
That's what I mean. The main core is gone. So that's sad to me because that was my first year with the show and, doing shows like this, talking about it for people to go back to listen to. So there is, though, everybody, because Johnnie had the great idea of putting them up on the YouTube channel. So I'll go through those and start to retitle them because there's no way people can choose. And it's just been fun, like I said, and also something different for me being a self-employed model, actress, ballroom dancer, to have a schedule because you have to be your own boss when you are you're your own boss because you're self-employed. And what if you're not that good of your own being a boss? What if you're not that good as a boss? And you just let your creative self go off. Well, you have to have a good balance. So balance comes from a regular schedule a lot of times.
Right.
And yes, and just every day, 4:45, all 7 days a week, 4:45, I would get ready for the show and go live at 5. It was regular. It was a regular schedule. No matter what I was doing, I was there. If I was even in the airport terminal, I was on the phone doing it. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I was on an airplane once, and the Wi-Fi still was working for a while, and I was there. Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, when in the beginning, it is true. Towards the end with the other two, it's like you were so underappreciated. It was ridiculous,
But on purpose, deep down, they were appreciating me. But on purpose, they were just. It's so sad when people are jealous of another person. My dad always said he's never had a jealous bone in his body. He's never been jealous of a person. That is a good quality trait, whatever feeling that you have going on, because that'll eat you up, and it certainly did. And where are
By
you
the way,
now?
what did your father think?
I'm just saying I haven't heard of one thing they've done since we split on that. I haven't seen anything.
Oh, I haven't heard anything either. I mean, I was just wondering what your father thought about everything when you told him about the show. What did he say?
He thinks it's just great and fine. And I just don't think he's a listener of podcasts. I've never pushed a show on people, ever. I just don't. I just like it to happen naturally, let them know about it naturally. Otherwise, every time you see somebody coming and they're like, did you hear the last show? Did you hear? Oh, you didn't listen. Oh, God, you never listen. I never in my life have done that to anybody. That's like having somebody who does those pyramid things they want you to sign up for, and every single conversation is about the great opportunity that you have. So I just specifically don't do it. But so I noticed the people who do listen. I caught your show last night, Barbara. It was good. Da 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 da. And that makes me feel good. One of them is Ray De La Garza, who we interviewed. He is a music mogul producer, yes, and who, he's worked with a lot of people. So these are things that you could go listen to on the YouTube channel, Life After Happiness, and find those shows that we're discussing right now. Those were really good. I remember I did that one when I was on vacation in Seattle, Washington, visiting my mom with my daughter, Priscilla. And Priscilla, my daughter, she's 15 now. She loves the show. I have never had to tell her one time to be quiet during it. She's so respectful. But I've had many friends who have not been supportive over the years, in the beginning, over the years, because 7 days a week I'd be sometimes doing things, and maybe I was visiting a friend and I would say I have to do the show. I need a quiet space. They didn't care. They'd be in the background. They'd be laughing, talking, sorry, the show. And they'd even say, the show, oh, the show again, oh, the show. They do that. And those people are not my friends anymore. And it wasn't even because of that. I just thought of that right now. It was other reasons. But that was probably a good hint to me. And it was just so wrong. And my daughter would see that happening. She's here. She's my daughter. We live together. She sees me with my friends. And she really noticed it, how unsupportive a few of them were. A couple, actually, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it or don't like it. Like it or don't like it. Listen to it if you want to. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Because even if one person did, but we have a heck of a lot more people listening than one. And I love our regular people. Are you taking any callers? Maybe they're calling.
Actually, we do have a caller, but I didn't screen it. You want me to put this person through?
Who it is.
Okay.
Yeah, if we don't like them, we can hang up on them.
Okay,
if we don't
I'll
like
add
them, we can. What's their name?
Area code 509. Are you there?
Hello. That's Spokane, Washington. Hello, caller. What's your name?
Yes. My name is Erica, and I am near Spokane.
Yeah. Oh, how are you tonight?
I'm pretty good. Thank you.
Why are you calling, Erica?
Did you say where or why?
Why? What made you call Life After Happiness today?
Well, I mean, I had a question. I've been extremely stressed out lately, and I just needed clarity.
Is this
you
for
want
Dale?
To talk to a psychic? I think this is for Dale. We're not doing not doing that tonight. We don't have Psychic Dale Shear on tonight. That's what I was thinking. Maybe you were calling for her, a psychic, correct?
That's okay. She disconnected.
Don't hang up on her. Let her answer.
I didn't hang up on her. She hung up on her own.
Oh, well, I feel so bad that she didn't get the message. That's not very professional. I did not even know that you were canceling Dale or Dale canceled tonight. Why don't you get her on? Why can't she be on the show? Tell her to come. I want her to celebrate with us.
Okay, I'll try calling her. Give me 1 second here.
Thank you. That's sweet that you guys wanted to do something special, but another thing you can always do is say, hey, we're going to have this special show for 30 minutes, and who knows?
We'll ask her
but
if she
I
wants to
really
come on.
miss Dale. I really miss Dale, and we just had a caller for...
Hey, Dale, we kind of missed you. We would like it if you want to come on and do the anniversary show with us.
Hi, Dale.
I was in the middle of eating dinner.
Oh.
Okay, just call in the last 10 minutes just to say hi if you could. We just missed you.
Yeah, just call in the
the
last 10 minutes. It's just that, I'm sorry that we just need to bother you during
Let her go eat. Now, end the call. Let her go. There's too much background. Okay, get back. You said you're a big talker. Oh, you're here. Hi.
You are doing your drums. Did you see my message?
Yeah. Did you hear that, Barbara?
No, I did not. I heard her say something about drums.
Yeah, she saw you do your drums. She saw you do your...
Thank you. I haven't gotten back to you yet, but I thought I'd talk to you tonight, and I didn't know that you weren't doing the show, Dale, and I think it'd be great if you could do the show, but now you are eating dinner, and there's a lot of background noise. I don't like the sounds of what's going on, so we're going to get back to the show. If you would like to join in.
Okay.
Johnnie, if there's too much noise.
I don't think it's a good time right now because I'm trying to cook and make dinner, okay?
Talk to you later. Okay, we're going to get back to it. Johnnie, end.
Yes? What did you say?
And there's so much background. Okay, bad idea.
Okay.
Bad idea.
Okay.
Obviously, if we don't do it professionally with her calling in to connect, we have this. And you still have the other lady on the phone. And there's all this feedback I can hear. Hang it up. She thinks she's hung up. Hang it up.
There we go.
Thank you.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Thank God I can hear now without all of that background chatter. My goodness. I should have logged in so I could have helped you with the switchboard, which I just didn't because it's my anniversary show and I wanted to celebrate and not have to do extra work. But I should have, so I could have just ended the call with a touch of a finger, So, sorry, everybody. I don't mean to be a little smarty pants, but...
Well, I just want to curious
about
my
birthday.
Something. In the beginning, how did Priscilla react to the show? I know you said she liked it, but what I meant is...
She
what
loved
was
it.
The thing? Oh, she did?
She
what
loved
did she
it
say?
Because she was 10 years old. So that's, 10 years old, 11 years old when I started this show. And that is exactly when it was so big for her tween age to be completely into whatever I was doing, like on the show. Remember, we had a lot of psychics, we had some mediums. Right. She was so into it, and the tarot. I was taking her to these special stores to buy the crystals, and I mean, she loved the books. She was into everything, saging the house. This was a thing. This was a big thing for tweens. And right when the thing was happening big, her mom was involved. So, yeah, she loved it. She would get on. She would have, I didn't mean to yell either, but I'm excited. She would get on and have her chakras cleansed and be totally knowledgeable about it all, impressing everybody. So, you know as well as I do that she loved it.
Yeah.
Do you not remember that?
I remember it, and I think that the show was a good way for the two of you to bond.
Yes, and you know what? Another good thing about doing the show every single day?
What?
You just go any one of those days and listen, and then you remember, because there's clues in every hour conversation. There's clues of what was going on in your life, in your private life. And it's a chronological order of your life, basically. This I find extremely valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of that?
It's a great place to learn. It's a great place to learn. I mean, and actually what's amazing is that I can tell you right now, I don't know, like when you were in Germany, I don't know if I could have done the show at 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, at 2 o'clock in the morning, the last time I did was up at 2 o'clock in the morning. That was college. And I learned that it was probably not a good idea to do that again. So it's amazing that you were able to do that.
It was really brutal after 3 days because I was still on in my head. The cycle of my time zone was still in my head right when you get there,
Mm-hmm.
But when I was trying to get on their cycle, that was really hard. And it screwed me up for a couple more days. And then something went down where you were upset because you didn't like that series with that woman on. And I said, well, it's for the best while I'm away because they can fill it up with her, while I am struggling to do these 3 a.m. shows in Germany on my vacation. My once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to travel to Germany on Christmas, by the way, and the Seahawks one. Oh, my gosh. It was a fabulous trip. It's kind of a blur of being upset about doing a show. A couple of times I was upset. I was tired, okay? That's all I remember. It was actually a very good memory. I think because you kept me in the dark about how much they hated me. I had no idea, really. I felt bad vibes. I felt a bad energy, and I was afraid of losing my position. That is all I was taking care of.
And one thing they said, one thing they said that actually made no sense. They said, okay, I love this one. Barbara hates women. You were bringing Playmates on. I mean, what?
I don't understand why they would say that, though. That's weird. Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
Where'd that even come from? That's weird. I don't know why, because I have never hated women or men or anybody. In fact, I love all kinds of people, and I think that makes the world go round, is having diverse people and different types. And as long as it's not negative, remember we always said that about doing the show. We will we'll do an expose on everything as long as it's not promoting evil or negativity, obviously. But there's survivors that we interview, a lot of survivors, and what they say can be for mature audiences only, and that's what we have. We have set it on that. Age restricted, 18 and above. For some shows, not all of them.
I know.
Not on Blog Talk. Tell us what we do. Tell the audience how you work that. Can you do it separately for different shows, or do you only have to on YouTube?
If it's something like a Playboy Playmate, I might say something like 13 and up or something. But the thing is that obviously if somebody's talking about their family, then we go from there. It's individual. I can tell you that the reason is that I'm not going. I like the fact that the Playmates are coming on because they're always very nice. They're always very friendly. They tend to, have very strong opinions about things, and they're your friends.
That's a great story to tell.
They do a great story.
Okay, but I have a question before you move on, though. Okay, so we're talking on Blog Talk Radio. You put it on 13 and above, but why not just 18 and above? Why?
Because I don't think that. I think 18 above, you said yourself. Well, see, the thing is, Playboy is not for kids, but it's not porn. You understand?
Right.
And I didn't want to.
Okay, let me ask you, though, what about swearing? What about using language? If it's a live show, you don't know what. Swearing. You don't know if the person's going to swear. So I don't think there is a swearing thing on Blog. I didn't know there was something about. Okay, so on Blog Talk, there's rules. I mean, I should know this and go in and look. But on Blog Talk, are there rules about age restrictions? I don't think so, right? It's radio.
I think what it is that I think it's common sense. I don't think that's something that we need to be
No, I want to know the rules. I'm not paranoid. I'd like to know the rules. I'd like to know the information. I mean, you running the show for, 20 years now. Why don't you know that? I'd like to know.
Well,
in fact,
what
I
it is.
Know, so I'll go look.
Okay.
I'll go look.
Well, what I'm saying is that the reason that. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. The reason that I do that whenever it's a Playmate, and I said it is because I figured that a 13-year-old it's not porn, it's art.
Okay, so it's you put it on as a person. It's not the rules of Blog Talk Radio.
I chose that setting.
Okay,
now I know. Dale's calling right now.
Okay, if it's a good connection, then let's have her on. If it's not, I'm not going to be able to handle it.
Yeah, I feel bad. I just got through eating. Let me talk to her and say hi.
Okay, she's going to call in. She's right here.
Call
if you want, you can
call
call
in the proper way. I can hear her fine, though.
Well, if I call in, it just puts me on hold. So what do you want me to do?
Try calling in because I saw you go in on the.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Dale. Better connection that way. Okay, good. Okay, so then wait for her to call in the correct way. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Right. I know this isn't fun to listen to. I can imagine.
Okay.
I appreciate you for being here.
Okay, she said she's going to call in.
Okay, when she does, then put her through with a touch of a finger.
I will.
I'm so happy. Guess what temperature it was today in Huntington Beach or Santa Ana, where I was earlier for a meeting. Guess what temperature it was, Johnny?
It was 80 degrees. I don't know. Dale, you there?
91.
Yes,
91.
I am here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Hi,
I wanted to wish. Hi, honey. I wanted to wish Barbara congratulations on being on the show for so long, and I envy you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dale. Oh, we said so
awesome.
many great things about you. We said so many good things. You'll have to listen to it back. We'll send it to you about before you got on here. because you're a big part of my happiness with it. Life, laughter, happiness, and Richard too.
Well, I know. When I talked to Johnny earlier, I said, do you want me to call in? He goes, no, it's just between Barbara and me for now. Oh. And I said, okay, so
Johnny,
that's
Johnny
what
said you
he
both
said.
decided on that.
No. Then later on, I decided that was a good idea.
Oh, and I knew nothing about this, but poor Johnny, he just wanted a special show with me. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah. But it works fine to just have you come on. I would have been fine with the whole time, but can tell.
Barbara, I keep texting you, and I said I loved you on the drums. You looked awesome. You looked just like a professional. I couldn't believe it. Then I saw you do the flute. You were awesome. Totally awesome.
Thank you. I used to play the flute for 7 years, and I was always first chair. I loved the flute. But now I play the drums. Now I'm learning the drums. And thanks for noticing I did all those special stories because I went to NAMM, the National Association. Musicians at NAMM. It is for every single new instrument out there, the top of the line. There's, rock stars there roaming around. There's everybody to do with music and making music to look at everything. And, I really did have so much fun.
I did text you and tell you how wonderful you were, but you never read my texts, so I don't know.
Thank you. Well, I think it's on the other phone that doesn't work anymore, but I'll double check. But thank you, though. I'd love to hear from you in person.
You need to send me the phone that works. And that way I won't have a problem because I try to text you and I can't, and it's important. But anyway,
down, seeing it.
Johnny put up my health tape, and we've gotten quite a few hits on that one, right, Johnny?
Yes, actually, it's kind of funny. I have a story. It's funny because in the beginning, when Barbara was on, and she was one of the things that she would do to help promote the show is I would always give out my number so that Barbara didn't have to give out her number. And so what happened was that Barbara, I don't know how this happened. And so I was telling my brother-in-law about this, and he laughed his head off. He goes, well, Barbara would have this big picture of her laying on a beach chair in a bikini, and then underneath it she would put my phone number. And then these people would call me. They would say, "Are you the blonde? Are you the blonde?" And I'm like, "I'm not the blonde.
Sorry.
I'm looking for the blonde. I'm not."
I think I did that just because I was trying to do the business and mixed it with like my thing by accident, and then boom. So,
well, it's okay. It's cool. But anyway, I put up health. How to overcome. I forgot what I said, but health.
What's it called, Johnny?
Johnny,
what's the video called that she wants you to talk about?
Okay, let me see. You mean the video that we put up? Okay, I'll check it real quick here.
Okay, go check. I have to say something. Dale? Yes, you did. I will text you from the right phone number because the correct phone number because I'm looking at my other phone, which does not work for phone calls anymore as of the 19th, I think. Okay, you said you look great on the drums. You look great, and I don't know why it's still working, but I can't make a phone call on that little red phone. But that's where you left it, 714 number, and I don't use that one anymore.
Text me your proper phone because you keep changing. But anyway, what's it called, Johnny? What's it called?
I'm trying to look at it right now. Give me a second here.
We want the title. I love your meditation videos, your self-help videos that are on the Life After Happiness YouTube channel.
We have 398. I need 2 more people to call in on my releasing Hurt.
Now, what video are you asking me about?
The health, the new one, the latest one.
Okay, let me look this up here.
Okay, so we need 2 more likes on the...
How to improve your health.
Hurt.
How to improve your
forward.
health. That's what it's called.
How to improve your health, and what numbers are on there? How many views?
Let's see here. How to Improve Your Health is 135.
And
Tarot
that's
for
just
the
a day.
Beginners.
What?
So what?
Oh my God, I gotta go listen to that. But my health is improving due to you, because of you, with just letting things go. Mostly your advice on just, the psychic advice of, no, that's not going to happen to you. Stop worrying about that. Stop thinking about that. Who knows why that's in your brain. That's not going to happen, Barbara. Da 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 da. And I listen to you, and just letting go of all the frivolous stuff that is just in your mind nonstop. Like, people wake up and they can't stop. That's why they can't sleep. They can't stop thinking. And you have let me go of so much of that, Dale. I'm so much more healthy.
Oh, that's good. What I've been listening to yesterday, I was going out in the sun, and I was listening to chakra alignment. Did you get to hear that one yet, Barbara?
I haven't done that one yet. I should do that tonight.
It's really good. Really good. And what got me is I've been looking on YouTube on my tapes. I've been looking, and everyone next to me is Shirley MacLaine, and that's where I got the tapes from, basically.
I love her.
And I'm going, that is so
Great.
weird. Every time I turn around, they're doing an interview from the past with her, and I'm freaking out, and I'm really learning what kind of person she really was or is. She knows a lot about metaphysics, a lot, but as far as the personality of a person, kind of scary,
I love her. That movie with Meryl Streep, and she's like, I'm sorry that my skirt just twirled up. Oh my God. I will rewind that 20 times and laugh so hard just with that line. I love Shirley MacLaine, and she was the teacher for you on these tapes.
Yes, because I went to her seminar, and for 3 days, and I listened intently, and I marked down how she did it, what she did. I talked with her for a bit, and I said, I'm going to put out my own series of tapes. And I asked her who she used for music, and she said Guitarro. So I wrote to Guitarro, or my husband did, and we asked his manager if we could use a certain portion of his music for my tapes, and I guess they wanted to hear my tapes, so we sent it to him, and he said, yes, you can, and he had to pay $750 for it, which was nothing, but I needed the wind,
worth it.
And music.
Worth it.
Yeah, the wind and the music. So, and then that's why, and then me taking the pictures. You got to look at the health tape, How to Improve Your Health. Just look at the pictures, Barbara. Do you have your computer up?
Not right now, because I don't want to double task right now. I'm just enjoying every minute, but I will. And I will tell the listeners how wonderful these photographs are. Your artwork, your photography, that you have something to look at is so important. Is there a slideshow?
Yes. But these particular shots, I was amazed that I could even find them, because it's in my computer, all the shots that I have taken. And when I saw these, I'm going, wow. I have a picture of a whale coming out of the water, because I went on a whale riding tour, and I actually captured the whale coming out of the water. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, some of the stuff in there.
On one too, Dale. I went on one too, and I just have like the disposable cameras. It turned out horrible, but it was so exciting when that whale is so close to. We were just in a little boat in Mexico, and it was riding along with us, like the sparkly ones, the gray speckly ones, that kind of whale, big.
Yeah, this was a big ass whale. It was huge, and I have a great camera, so a Sony 35 millimeter, and it has a 70 to 130 lens. So I was able to get that shot, and I always know when a shot's good. I just feel it inside of me, that I know it's good.
Can you imagine?
I'm sorry.
In Jonah, oh no, Jonah, you should have gone to Nineveh. In the Bible, it says that he was swallowed by a whale. Ooh, can you imagine? It has happened.
Well, yeah, people have been, I guess. I don't pay too much attention.
Spit out?
I don't know. I don't even know if that's real. I don't know. But I mean, it's like the pictures that I take or took in Hawaii. These ones, I have a picture of Lanikai Beach with a palm tree overlooking it, and it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. So I want you to look at that health tape and look at the pictures.
Okay, I will. And I love the whale. I just thought of something funny in my mind just talking to you, imagining they should do it in a cartoon or something. Like people are whale watching, and then all of a sudden the whale comes up and spits out a person that's like bleached white from the acid.
I don't know.
And he's like alive. Oh my God, that would be funny, right, Johnny?
Yeah.
Well, not if you're the one being spit out at. I don't know.
Like a cartoon or, something funny like that.
So what are you doing for your anniversary show? You guys?
I think I may go listen to some music because my friend invited me down in Huntington Beach. Neptune's, I guess, has some good music going on right now. It was 91 degrees in Santa Ana. I was there for a meeting today, Dale, Santa Ana, which is like near Huntington Beach, but more inland. Here in Huntington Beach, we're in the late 80s, 90s temperatures, and everybody's out in their shorts. I wore white pants, my little T-shirt, no jacket for the first time this year, no jacket. It was hot. I had my car washed. It was a great day, and maybe I'll go listen to some music.
That's what I got to do, get my car washed. But it was 65 degrees here, and it was so hot. I mean, I was dying. Of course, we're up in a little bit higher altitude, but it was hot, and it was 65 degrees, and didn't need a jacket or nothing. It was great. I loved it.
Beautiful.
It's supposed to be by the weekend in the 80s, and
You're
I
in
hope
Lake
it
Tahoe
doesn't.
for the listeners.
Yeah. But it's supposed to be quite warm in the next few days, so I'm looking, I'm just having a hard time going from the weird thing of one day it gets freezing here, and the last few days I go, well, it's 40 degrees in the morning, and then by the time you get to the afternoon, it's like, 60, 70, and it changes. So that part is.
Well, I would like to know how your dog is. Lucky, the German Shepherd.
He's outside right now. He's fine.
Good. I love meeting dogs. I met a new dog today outside. Looked like Basenji. It looked like an African hunting dog, the kind I grew up with. So loved me. And the guy said, it loves you. It loves you. It really loves you. Oh, I miss having an animal, Dale. But let's do a little psychic deal. I'd like to celebrate. Do you think I should get a dog or should I get a cat?
Neither right now. Barbara, you've asked me before, and right now you just don't have room in your life. Summer is coming. You're going to be extremely active. You're going to be going to a lot of places, doing a lot of things, and so you won't have time to spend with a dog.
True. Not even a kitty cat?
No, I mean, they just got smelling up the house pretty bad, so.
Smell it? But I thought since it was coming up to spring and summer, it is spring, that we could just leave the door on safety lock, and it has this little area outside on the patio with the litter box out there.
Right,
but then
it's not a good idea because you're going to be in a plane and flying around and doing a whole bunch of things. So
really?
I wouldn't. Yeah.
And it's so expensive having the sitter come too. It's $13. It's $15 a day now.
Really?
Yes,
It
and I
does.
have birds. I have birds, so it's more money if you have birds and a cat.
I mean, we live in an expensive area. Here, people practically do it for nothing, you know. So, anyway, my dog.
Well, where's Richard? Doesn't he want to say hi and talk about Lucky too?
So he's kind of nodding up, sleeping after he ate. We didn't expect to be on. No,
Okay,
he's
so
kind of.
what did you eat? I want to hear what you cooked.
Oh, in the crock pot, I bought some really thin chuck, very thin chuck steak, and then I put carrots, celery, onions. I put 2 of the brown beef stew stuff in there. What do you call those? Those squares.
Packet.
And I put a can of mushroom soup and a can of. I put onion soup in there. I put a little sugar, well, which would be sweet and low in there. I put a little water and cooked it for about 30 minutes. And it came out as soft as can be. And I put some paprika. So I just threw kitchen sink in there,
How
and
long
it
did you have to?
I have
in the
that
crock pot, how long?
30 minutes. Yes, I have
I thought the crock pot was something you have to do all day long for things. Oh, good.
No, this is not a crock pot. This is that Ninja cooker that cooks everything in one at a time.
Okay,
it's
that's
like a
what okay, so you don't have to saute. So what if you have a crock pot? Do you saute all of that first before you put it in with all the liquid?
If you want. I didn't this time. I put everything raw in there, and it came out perfect.
I love it raw. I think I would love it raw. I'm a very, very big soup eater. So you did 1 can of celery soup and 1 can of cream of mushroom and water for the broth, or is it just to soak up this meat?
No, celery soup, but you can put it in. I put mushroom, those packets of dried mushroom soup.
Oh.
Lipton. I put one of those in.
Soup.
Yeah, Lipton onion soup, a can of mushroom soup. If you want celery soup, you can put that in there too. It's up to you. And maybe a can of water. And
the kitchen sink. You're saying throw it in there. Can you just tell me how thin this beef is that you bought?
Exactly. Oh gosh, it was pretty cheap at Walmart. Maybe.
No, how thin the slices? Like, I need to know the meat. How long do you have to cook the meat? You said it was thinly sliced beef. How thin was it sliced?
I'm trying to think how I would explain it. No bigger than your. Yes, sandwich. Yes.
Okay, that's very thin. So it takes 30 minutes. So that makes sense. And this was like a beef. Was it like a beef saucy over rice, or how did you serve this?
I put it over rice, and then I had some pineapple for dessert, and it just. And then we had a sugar-free chocolate pudding, and it was all good.
Oh, your husband and your best friend living there, Richard, who we talked about on before you came on, everybody who meant something to me on the show, which was Richard, I did mention, the 94-year-old friend that we love and cherish our moments with on the show every Friday with you, Psychic-Del Shear. And thank you so much for that recipe because, I'm an all-American cooking type woman too, and I don't use like measuring. I just throw things in, So yeah.
But I tell you why I did this is usually I do a show on Friday, so I use that ninja thing usually before I do the show. So when I'm off the show, I can eat, But it turned out different this time, so it was good.
Right. Well, your men must love you, your husband and Richard, with your great, quick, fast, ingenuitive cooking skills. And I heard, this I saw in a cartoon too. Or where? No. Chris Rock in so many things on his latest show, the Netflix, where he talked about Will Smith slapping him. Other jokes on there were looked over because of that, but I remember this other joke. And it wasn't really a joke. It was just talking about women, like how on the dating scene, like why do men leave women? He said, okay, ladies, all you have to do is have a hot crock of food simmering on the stove every single night, and your man is going to be home.
Well, that's true. It's called, how do you... you feed him to the tummy. And that's how, a man loves that. But my husband cooks. He cooks as well, too, but I don't feel like cooking, so it depends.
A woman goes both ways. If you're a woman and a man's doing that not really. Actually, no, I take that back. Okay. I take it back. Because men try to pull that on me, and they try to send all of their photos of their food and what they're cooking, and I'm not even happy to see this. I don't want you to do this. Please, no, to try to marry me. No, that's not right. We're not even at that stage. Sending pictures of your food. I mean, please, that you cook. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Well,
I take that back.
Last week you said, I better find me a man. So I don't work so hard, so I don't know.
No, I would love to find a man to do the cooking for instead of me doing the man, the woman, the wife, the dad, the sister, brother, every single thing on the planet Earth, housekeeper, chauffeur, philosopher. Okay, I would like to tone that down a little bit and be the person who cooks. Yeah, I would absolutely love that, Dale. And golf. I would love to golf and cook. Love it. Absolutely.
I took my recipe for turkey and you turned it into something really good.
It was one of the best Thanksgivings ever because of you.
Oh, well, thank you. I've had that. I should tell you how my dad made his stuffing. It is to die for. You want to hear this one?
I'd love to. Yes.
Okay.
Well, Johnny, do you want to hear it? Are we going to get cut off because we only have an hour show?
No,
Johnny,
I added some time. We won't cut off.
Okay, I want the stuffing recipe. So, stuffing recipe. I love stuffing. It's my favorite food on the planet Earth besides peanut butter.
Yeah, me too. Okay. So, Dad would just fry up some onions and bell pepper in butter, first off. And then he'd take a whole, Wonder Bread, and mash it up and put it in a big bowl. And then he'd put it under the sink. And this is the hard part. You have to feel the consistency with your hand to know that it feels like stuffing rather than mush. You got a little bit of water, and then you work the bread. A little bit of water, then you work the bread. A little bit of water, then you work the bread. And then you pour the butter, the breadcrumb, the butter, the bell pepper, the onion over the bread, and you mush it up again. But here's the real trick to it. You've got to melt down chicken the day before so that you'll have a lot of chicken juice, or you can buy it at Gelson's, which is chicken, what do you call it?
Broth.
Well, it's not a broth. It's whatever it is. If you were to melt down chicken and you would get the juice, then you would pour that into the bread. And then you put it in like a little square thing and put it in the oven. But before you do that, you would put some paprika on top of it and a little bit of chicken fat. That's what you want, chicken fat on top of it. Oh, my God, it's to die for it. And cook it for 30 minutes at 325,
That's so up my alley, and you can make that It doesn't even have to be Thanksgiving, right?
That's correct. But it was
It
like,
has to be a celebration, though, because that's fattening stuff. I mean, butter and chicken fat on topping. Wow, that's pretty fattening.
I've cooked that for friends, and they beg me to make it every Thanksgiving for them. And I don't make it anymore because of the reasons you said. So I'm trying to lose weight, not gain weight right now. So
I have a question, though, about it. Do you think the Wonder Bread makes it that much better, being that Wonder White Wonder Bread?
It doesn't have to be Wonder Bread. I'm just giving you an example. It has to be a bread that is like Wonder Bread. That's soft.
Real soft. Well, why not just use Wonder Bread?
And it has to be white bread, not wheat bread.
Okay, that's like a total secret, though. That's a special secret all-American thing, Wonder Bread, unless they have it in other countries. But that's very special. Oh, gosh. Well, thank you so much for those recipes. And I just love talking to you. And thank you, everybody, for always listening to Life After Happiness. Thank you, Jonathan, Alexander, Johnny Boy, Johnny the Waiter, Psychic Dale Shear, Dale Shear, and Richard Conrad for
we'll be on next
with
Friday.
me throughout the week. Yeah, throughout the week too. And all of the people we've ever had on, all of our guests, and all of these shows that I've been a part of. I really thank you all from the bottom of my heart, because I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much, and it makes me a better person doing it. All right. With that said, I'd like to say good night.
Happy anniversary.
And aloha.
Thank you. Aloha.
They felt better, Richard.